nation where families are concerned. So I'm sitting in here for Pastor Shah. He's off taking a little break, and because when Pastor Shah is here on Wednesday, he take us into topics and so forth when we discuss family. And of course, we sided with him, partnering with him, and we discuss family issues, and from a broader perspective. And because a lot of time we think, oh, it's the Bible, this is a preacher man, and then they just talk Bible. Man, look, man, life is real, life is real. And so when we discuss family issues, it's not just about a little preacher hallelujahs here. No, we're talking about real life, and we have lived life, and we have experienced in life, and I mean, we have, like I said, we said before, Pastor Shah, he's lived quite a number of years. I don't want to tell you how long, but he's lived quite a number of years. I think he don't pass where God gave it, but he's still kicking up. And along with myself, and of course, one of our loyal faithfuls that are no stranger to Rise and Shine and PlusTv, national leader. We talk from experience, and so this morning, we do have, it's myself and Pastor Scott, my buddy.
Santi, good to be here together with you. Did you bring tacos this morning?
No, but I did brought my own coffee.
Oh, okay. All right. You'll never bring one for me.
No taco, Grace. No taco.
Right. Well, anyways, good morning, Belize. We're happy to be with you, and we do have some guests this morning, but we will go until when they come. We'll take a break, squeeze them in, but lots of stuff to talk about, Santi, as always. And I want to encourage everybody. The Word of God is full of values, and if you are wise, you embrace those values.
Absolutely.
You get them into your heart, right? And Santi, I think two of the most important things in life as well as in the kingdom of God is vision. Where are you going?
Yeah.
What are you seeing in front of you? What do you want? So vision, you're talking about the future, but then values. And your values, if you have the vision, but if you don't have the values, you're not going to be able to reach there, right? And I'm just throwing this in for a plug, right? But I've been looking at this. Been meditating this week on Solomon when he became king.
Yeah.
And God appeared to him, and what God said to him is talking about the temple, the house of the Lord. He said, "My eyes and my heart will be here for all time."
Yeah.
And so eyes, what? Vision.
Sees, yeah.
And heart, values.
Yeah.
And
Lines,
so
yeah.
I just want to encourage everybody, if things aren't going the way that you feel like they should be going, or maybe even if your life is in turmoil, I would challenge you to look in the mirror and just say, God, what do you want to speak to me about values? And sometimes, Santi, it's because maybe we're making some mistakes. We're not honoring some values that we should be honoring.
Yes.
And so we should honor God, but we also need to honor truth.
Yeah.
If you dishonor truth, you catch yourself in some hot water, right?
Absolutely.
So,
And people, like I said, when we sit here and we talk, a lot of time people have this mindset, they'll preacher man, they talk, they'll hallelujahs, and all. This is life. And listen, let's stop and look at this. Right now, we have some of the biggest war going on in the Middle East. And guess what? Did you know that a bulk of it, what is dealing with? Religion. The Muslims, Islamic, the Iranians, IRGC is what? Iranian
Republican,
the Revolutionary Guard Corps. What?
Revolutionary. Sorry.
Yep. And what you're talking about with the Ayatollah Khomeini ruling people by this big iron, and of course he got taken out. So his Mujtaba right now, his son that haven't appeared in public for a very long time, and but it's about, they talk about Allah, and they're in many ways you could look at, man, they're just trying to, they're murderous bunch of people. What else could you say? They're extreme.
The extreme terrorists, yes.
Killing tens of thousands of their own people, shooting them down on the streets, like dogs, just plumb shooting them down. Who does this? If you care about your people, you love your people, they don't care about anybody but themselves. They're very selfish, murderous group of people. And then, of course, you have the Christian or the Jewish people, of which we are a part of that. We're the
Judeo-Christian,
Judeo-Christian people. We believe in God. And of course, our nation believes completely. Our nation, we celebrate Christmas and Easter. And we have from the top leader, that's why Pastor Scott right here, sitting down here. And I say, many times I've heard our government condemning Israel actions and all kinds of things. And really, truthfully, I like to sit down sometime and let's sit down and discuss. Tell me something about when you come to this conclusion in condemning Israel, condemning this, condemning. Have you really studied history? Have you delved into finding out what history is all about? And even right now, there's a big deal right now with Samaria, Judea and Samaria, and because the Palestinians want to claim it, they claim the East Jerusalem as their. Listen, check the stats, check history. We had a situation just recently, and I think it's ongoing right now with our Mayan, what do you call it, the down south, the Mayan land rights thing.
Right. Territorial,
Big deal right there where we have to pay the Mayans and give them all the rights to their lands and all kinds of things like this. And then, man, look at the nation of Israel, how far back history goes with them. And it's not just a hearsay. It's not hearsay. It's history. It's written. Ask the Egyptians. Ask all the rest of the Middle Eastern countries. They have the history. It's there. It's something you could see. Yet we got to be careful. Look, radical, we got to examine closely, right?
Yeah.
So there is so much more than just little hallelujahs and preach a thing. And when we talk about values, the Bible is our guidebook. If we don't have the Bible as our guidebook, where do we get information from about anything godly? Anything, because when you look at values, you check the Bible. You don't talk, when we have our constitution, right, you talk about what constitutes us as a nation. Look at the Bible. It's the guidebook. It's the supreme law, right?
Yep, it's true. And I would be so bold, Santi, to say that values are everything.
Sure.
Values are everything. You know, Wednesdays we normally talk about focusing on the family, and Santi, you and I've been dealing with several situations right now where there's unfaithfulness,
yep,
in a marriage, and or the crossing over of boundaries, and so we've been dealing with a number of different situations like this. But the main thing, Santi, God has given us values. He's given us laws that identify values, yeah, right? And so
when we say values, I think we're clear a little bit, because the way it looks right now and the way the world interprets, because they will say, what is truth? Because right, my definition of truth, your definition of truth might not correspond, because right, this, I believe this to be truth for me, but you believe your side of truth, right? When we talk about values, we should clear up saying maybe moral values, yeah, because when we talk about morality and immorality, do we understand immorality and morality? And
right,
the definitions of them. So we're talking about moral values.
Yeah, exactly. Moral values, but then also people have the freedom to live their life, yeah, however they
right,
want.
Right.
But you know, if you cross over certain lines,
that's right,
there's these things that are called consequences,
that's right?
And so, but all right, people that I see a lot of these motorcycles, and Santi, I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing cycles on the news. Almost, it's like every day.
Yeah.
You know, they say traffic fatality, you know, down in the South, and when they show the picture, you know, mash up motorcycle and a vehicle, and so I'm not going to cast any blame in those situations, but I think you're a former motorcycle rider, if I remember correctly, from way back in the day.
Yep.
And I know lots of former motorcycle riders, because once that wheel slips up, you know, and you hit the pavement, most of the time those people become former motorcycle riders.
I survived, and see, this is the thing, right? We're trying to prevent people from dying, Scott. I picked up dead people off the ground, riding bike, not on my bike, but on their bike, riding together, and they never survived. And I picked those people up, loaded them in the same vehicle that killed them, and of course we both went down. But like I said, thank God I survived. And watch my bike under this vehicle and this other bike under the vehicle, with the bike on top of the guy and the vehicle on top of the bike, and had to pick them up. And I'm telling you, it will happen very soon.
Yeah.
And so we got to be prepared. Do we have a call on the line? Okay, I think we said we have our guest. But you know, Scott, fortunately, I rode bike. I rode bulls. Yeah, been a couple of years champion bull riding. And it's not if you will fall, it's when you fall and how bad you're hurt. You will fall.
And you will get
bull.
hurt.
You ride bull, you will fall.
You ride bull, you will get hurt.
You ride bike, you will fall. Just a matter of time. If you are cautious, you could prevent being killed or badly broken up or so forth, right? Injury. But the way you were talking about the guys, they were riding bike.
And so, but I'm using that as an analogy of the way that people live their lives, right? You've probably seen this, Santi, but
yeah.
I see women riding cycles.
Yeah.
And I notice they sit up straight, right? And they have two hands on the, you know, on the hand, and they stay behind the other vehicles, right? But it's mostly these young guys that
hot shots.
They drive crazy.
Yeah,
right?
hot shots.
And I'm not talking about motorcycles this morning. What I'm using that as an analogy.
Yeah.
People can live their lives however they want. You can live your life wild and crazy, but in the same exact way that when I see some of these guys, somebody overtook me with speed on the right.
Yeah.
And not only overtook me, but overtook 3 more people. Like they are driving on the right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know a cycle was coming until he blew past me.
Yeah.
And then and I'm just thinking, you know,
that's
what an idiot. Like this is predictable.
Sure.
Eventually, I'm not sure when, but eventually you'll hear about this guy.
And I've seen a lot of them, Scott.
But what I'm talking about this as an analogy of values, Santi. Yeah. People can live their lives however you want, right? But the statistics have shown and proven that couples that stay together, faithful, in life, in family, like the statistics, their income levels are higher, their sickness and health issues are lower, right? Their children achieve higher, right? The children wind up scoring higher paying jobs, you know, as they grow. And I'm talking, these are official statistics. And but what it boils down to is values.
Absolutely.
Right? And so anyways, I just want to encourage everybody. We're gonna have to stick a pin on that, I think. But all I'm saying is God knows what He's talking about.
Yes.
And so So I don't look at the Bible as a book of rules and regulations.
It's not.
That's legalism.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I look at the Bible as a book of values.
That's
and
right.
So it says about Moses, it says, now Moses was more humble than any man on the face of the earth, right? And so like when I see that, that makes my heart melt. And I say, God, I want that. I want that. It says, there never arose a prophet like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face, and he spoke to him as a man speaks to his friend. Absolutely. And for all the miracles and the signs and wonders that took place, when I see that, I see values.
Absolutely.
And God, and I want those values in my life. Lord, I want to be like that, right?
Absolutely.
But I'm just challenging us. I want to encourage us because, you know, again, when we hear these stories about unfaithfulness in marriage, I just, again, we got to stick a pin on this conversation. But we have to be the first ones to slap ourselves in the face and to get ourselves to wake up and look in the mirror and say, what am I doing? And so, and when people have those wake up calls, it normally turns into a good thing. It could be a near-death experience on cycles, or a near-death experience in your marriage or in your family or whatever. It turns into a wake up call, and most of the time those wake-up calls, they jolt us to reality and jolt us to right values, and because God wants things to be good for us.
That's right.
I will just wrap that up right now. So we've got some guests in the house.
Yes, we do have some guests, and they're waiting, and we will bring our guests in. But we need to continue. These are conversations that we enjoy having. I mean, I think I refer the Bible, Scott, the owner's manual to life.
That's right.
To life. Like your car, like your telephone, like any device you buy, you get an owner's manual with it. You get the maximum use out of it by checking out those owner's manuals. It's a good idea. You think you could just take a telephone and your get the owner's manual. You'd be amazed what you find in there that will help you. I never even realized this is. Check the owner's manual. That's the book called
I think us as men are typical of doing that. We open it up, set it up, this, that, can't figure it out. Then you go to the owner's manual. Exactly. It says, make sure you read this first, right? We never do that. We go straight in. So.
We're going to take a break. We'll bring our guests in. And hey, we hopefully will have some good deals. Independence coming up, September coming up, celebration coming up. So we're sure we're going to have some good deals here coming up with our guests. And so don't touch the dial. Keep it locked on the rock. We will be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine on Plus TV.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place we ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
Today's topic is the stomach. The stomach plays a crucial role in digestion, breaking down the food we eat into smaller particles so our bodies can absorb nutrients. When we eat, the stomach produces digestive acid and enzymes that help dissolve food. This process transforms the food we eat into a substance called chyme, which moves into the small intestines where nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. Eating healthy is essential because it provides the stomach with the right nutrients to function optimally. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grain, and lean protein ensures your stomach can digest food efficiently. This helps to reduce inflammation and maintain a healthy gut lining. This supports overall health by improving nutrient absorption, boosting energy, and strengthening the immune system. Eating well helps your stomach to stay in tip-top shape, which will benefit you your entire life. My name is Madeline Tucker, your medical scientist, here with your 60 Second of Health.
I'm a licensed electrician for 15 years. Safety is always an electrician number one priority. I shop at Benny's. Benny's give me high quality, durable material. Cheaper doesn't mean safety. Cheaper means danger. When I think about safety, I think about Benny's. Remember, at Benny's, quality is saving.
Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and saving. See you at the store.
It's been a while, they have been asking, and finally this year, because it's been like 5 years now, they have been saying, we need help. Because they would have asked me, I don't have the knowledge and I won't try to tell them what I don't know. I could just tell them, my dad used to be a farmer, so I would just know so much. But we need someone that has the knowledge and have studied these things. So that's how we came up with getting an agronomist to assist these farmers. They have asked for it. And the government of Belize, along with BMDC, have assisted us with getting a personnel from the country of Cuba to come and assist us. The agronomist plays an important role, of course, right? Because, we are using different chemicals for weed control, and if you do not do the right dosage at the right time with the right weather, I have learned that from this agronomist that you cannot just say, get up today and say or call and say, we need the drone today, we need to spray. Now, the agronomist is trained to, or he studied these things, right? So we listen to him. His help has been, very important to these farmers. The farmers, they have responded with his knowledge to them, helping them to improve their quality, their techniques, maybe what they were doing. With the help from him, it's a better way to do it. We try to be fair, and we also want all the farmers to be happy with the assistance we're giving them. Production won't increase like maybe this year. Gradually you will see it increase more and more each year. So we will need him, we will need his assistance.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
Sabre Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys.
Yes, it is Wednesday morning, and normally we talk family issues. We talk about focusing on family. But guess what? Of course, normally Wednesday mornings we have Pastor Shah, Pastor Scott Storm, and so Pastor Shah is not here, but Pastor Storm is right here in case you're just joining. But we're still going to be talking Focusing on the family, Pastor, guess what we're talking about?
Talking about the home.
Right? And then we have stuff that the home needs.
That's right.
Not the house, the home.
That's right.
Because when we talk about family, we talk about a home. You know, somebody says a house is not a home. You know, a home is where family comes together, husband, wife, children, you know, and so forth. And then, of course, you have the extended family even come visit you and hang out and enjoy. I think that's what families are all about. You enjoy your family, right? People without family, I don't know how you manage, man, because one of the beautifulest thing is your family. You know, I mean, you have a wife and children, you have siblings, you know, you have parents. It's a beautiful thing. Who would not want a family? If you don't have one, adopt one somewhere. You know, we have. It's a beautiful thing to have. So discussing families, guess who we have with we this morning? No other than Quartz.
Quartz is in the house.
Quartz in the house. And when you talk Quartz, we talk family. Miss Palacio, it's good to have you this morning with
nice
us.
Being here again. Good morning.
And
Blessings.
you
Amen.
always bring smile to people's face,
Yes,
to
of
our
course.
face, because you come with all of these great deals that families need.
That is right.
And in cases families can't afford to buy because things rough, whether it's a
It is.
plantain, like
Mhm.
rice.
So one of the good thing about Quartz is that, you know, we offer higher purchase, and it's right now it's pay nothing until 30 days. So let's
My
start
gosh.
there. So you know you don't need cash to shop.
Yeah.
So right now we have a Quartz Feel Good Home event that is happening on the 28th and the 29th. So
That's this weekend.
that is correct. That's Friday and Saturday.
And of course, we're tying what with that?
We'll tie
Back to
in the
school.
back to school that is on
Correct.
Saturday, the
Yes.
29th, which is no GST off the laptops.
Hey, 12.5%.
That is correct. So,
Nice.
besides that, though, we decide to do additional promo for customers. So we have a 15% off higher purchase if you choose to purchase and higher purchase. Like you said, if no cash is, like, you know, you don't spend all your money on school supplies at
Man.
INR and stuff like that, and you still need
That's
something for the
right.
home. You
That's
can't
right.
shop on higher purchase with us.
Yes,
You get a
yes.
15% off. We also have 30% off home decor. So if you want to, you know, change up your home, add a little style to it, we have 30% off that. And we have 15% off mattresses and base. So if you want to change your mattress, it's time to do that.
Because the mattress get old sometimes.
That
you know.
is right. And we
Yes,
have a variety of mattresses. We have Spinaspedic, Erdaspedic. We have so much kind that can fit your
And you don't have to
comfort.
pay down.
You don't have to pay down nothing until 30 days you can start to pay. And so we have a range of different brands that we imported, for example, Sorta, Sealy, Simmons, Sleep On It. So these are really good brands that can fit your comfort.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something that just provides support, we have that. If you're looking for something that has that provide you comfort, we also have that.
Wow.
And if you're
Wow.
looking for something in between, we have that as well.
You
So,
got
like,
it. You got it
we
to
got
make
it
the
all.
family happy.
That is right. We also have a 10% off all furniture in store if you choose, you know, to purchase a sofa, for example, a table. We have dining tables starting at $3.99.
They're very nice. I got a
$3.99.
set from you, and it was lovely. I am
Yes.
happy with it. I am really happy.
And like I said, we have a variety of items that fits your budget and your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you can definitely stop by in. To get on higher purchase, if you're a sub customer, you're in the system, all you need is your social. Now, if you're a new customer and you're employed, you need your job letter or 2 recent pay slips, along with a recent utility bill and your social security card.
Right.
No, if you're not employed but you're self-employed for
Right.
informal sectors, we also cater to you.
Yeah.
So you can provide 6 months bank statement along with your recent utility and your social card.
6 months
6
bank
months
statement.
But
right.
you know, most people, like for example, like the taxi drivers, the tacos lady, and stuff
Right,
like that, they
right.
wouldn't save at the bank.
Yeah.
However, we can go and inspect the business, and we still can facilitate you.
Yeah.
And all you need to provide from there is your social and your utility bill.
Just come in
I
and
mean,
communicate with
that's
you,
it,
and,
yes.
and you work. You
Yeah.
willing to work with
We
with
are.
anybody,
Mhm.
as long as you know that they do
The
have an
business-
income,
yes, the
because
business-
naturally you have to
right.
pay back.
That is right.
Yeah.
So as long as we can establish that you have a going business, you know, and generating funds, we can facilitate you.
Right.
It's not a problem. So like I mentioned, we're having this promotion for only 2 days. So we're ending the month with a bang. So it's
Wow.
Friday and Saturday when we're open 8 to 5. Friday and Saturday.
And Saturday.
Yes.
But only Saturday will be GST.
Only Saturday will be the GST
So
off
that-
laptops.
Yeah.
Yes. But Friday and Saturday, though, we're having discount throughout the whole store. You can get it either on cash or on credit.
Very
Wow.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Pastor Scott, look by the nice bed there.
Boy, I had to tell you.
What?
So,
We also have not to cut you short, but we also have air conditioner as low as $10.99, an inverter, AC going for $10.99, 12,000 BTU. I mean, we have a variety of items with great promotions right now. Even TVs, all our TVs are on discounts as we speak.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the air conditions. You know, not very long ago, we used to view. I used to view air condition as a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the way I had to get wool or
you
what.
had to get wool, yes.
Pastor, I don't know. Maybe I had to get wool because breads. I tell her that they had flash where they come from.
Right.
Yes, they had flash come on for me, and somebody tell me the other day, Pastor, had flash that a woman disease. I said, but I live with a woman, I catch it from she, man.
Oh, man.
Because I come on and I that AC feel good, right? And especially for older people, we have to try find the comforts, right?
And you know, also we offer a one-stop solution. So, for example, if you purchase an AC from us, we provide the installation as well. We offer that services. Yes, we do.
You know, you'll save a lot of money on that because if for the installer AC, it could run you closer to $500, $600
So we do
or
offer
so.
installation, and also like if you purchase any item from our store, it has a warranty. So we have up to 4 years warranty. For example, for fridges, you can get up to $650 for food spoilage. For some reason, if you purchase a fridge and it stopped working and your food, you destroy your food, we can. Yeah. So we provide up to $650 for that, and that includes, repair parts. And if for some reason it cannot be fixed, we replace it with one of same value.
Wow.
And not only that, we would take your fridge if we cannot fix it at your location. We would take it and we leave you with a loaner.
Wow.
Very good.
So, it's a full-rounded business, and we provide, like I said, a one-stop solution that if you come in, we want you to walk out happy. We want you to have a peace of mind for a long period of time.
So you got your table set, your dining table set. That's from Quartz.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice.
Because then I saw a flyer go through with some dining table sets. If we can get that back up and be able to look at those. But I'm very impressed with yours. I didn't know it came from Quartz.
That's right. That's right.
There we go.
Right.
There's some of our. That's a small dining table set.
I got a big one.
bigger
Yes,
one.
we have up to 8 seaters as well.
Yes, I
So
got
we
an
have-
8-seater, and I'm very pleased with it. And like I said, Quartz, you get good deals. And hit the right timing, and you get solid discount and
That is
what's not, and then you
correct.
pay down cash. I kind of have this thing that I like. I don't like credit. I just. My mother messed me up.
Oh, man.
My mother said, used to use this lease saying, no, put your hat higher than you could reach it. Save your leave money until you could buy it and you go and you pay. And you buy it and you get it done, and you don't owe nobody nothing. And I kind of like deal like that, right? So I try go and pay for it. And then, and of course, sometimes you get better deals when you just pay down cash like that.
Right, like right now we're having promotion of cash and credit. But one of the benefits with us is when you're purchasing on credit is that your item is secure.
Right.
We have a payment protection plan. So for example, let's say if a flood happened and your item is destroyed, we can replace it. If you're laid off from work, if you're in the hospital, all these stuff are covered under a payment protection plan. So like your item is secure if you choose to purchase on higher purchase. And then there's another saying, what I was told growing up is that sometimes you need to owe to own.
Yeah.
Yes. So, it works hand in hand.
Where you balance it, right?
Right.
Like in the US, if you don't have credit in the US, it's like they don't even think about what kind of money you have, How is your credit?
Right.
And then
How's your credit score?
They want to send. They want to sell you credit card. They want you get on credit card. And it's like, are you kidding? And why not just buy your thing? No, they want to know how your credit are doing. And now versus, I think us in Belize is much harder to get a credit card than in the US.
That is right.
I don't know, but you ever studied that?
Yeah. Oh, it's a challenge.
Yes.
And yeah.
It's much harder to get a credit card here. than in the US.
For
I gotta
sure.
get my credit card in the US. I walk in there, I walk out back with my credit card. And here, boy, you gotta go through all of this stuff,
And you
right?
see, for us, we make it easier for customers.
Yeah.
So you can't come in and shop on purchase,
Yeah.
on higher purchase, like I mentioned before. We don't make it hard for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have flexible payment plans, so you choose how much you
Right.
want to pay back monthly.
Right.
And I feel like that's one of the benefit that we give to people. Because, for example, for myself, let's say I want a TV, but I can only pay $50.
Yeah.
We will fit it within that range.
As long
Very
as
good.
you know you could.
You can handle that on a
Yeah.
monthly payment, then we will fit it
Yeah.
within
So
that
the
range.
weed eater guys out there with the weed eating as their
Yes.
only business.
They
after the
can
weed
also
eat.
come in and purchase as well from us. And like I said, you pay after 31 days, so you can get your item, and our turnaround time is 24 hours. So if you're for new customers and you come in 24 hours, you get your item, and then you start to pay after 31 days. So you enjoy
You
that
need
item
an
while
address,
there.
of course, though, right?
Yes,
you need to have
your
an address.
yes,
so
you
that
need your
yeah.
recent utility bill,
Right.
along with your social
That's right.
and your 2 pay slips or your job letter.
Right.
Mhm.
So to be ensured that you live in Belmopan,
Yes.
and you know come in with an idea and say, yeah, I live
Right.
in Belmopan, and then next thing you know that PG.
Right. And this promotion is happening, throughout the country. So
Right.
it not necessarily means Belmopan.
Limited to Belmopan,
Right. So if you're in Belize City, you can take advantage of this promotion. If you're in Dangriga, you can take advantage of
Yes.
this. Or if you see something online and you want to reach out to any of us, my number personally is 613-6449, or you can call the court's number.
Right. So there is a number wherever courts have a store.
Right.
You could call that number with a north, south, east,
Mhm.
west.
And like some people might be busy, to catch a promotion, and maybe you see something that you like, you can also reach out and we can, do it via WhatsApp. You can pay online,
Yeah.
from the comfort of your home.
Right.
So we
And
try to
then
facilitate the customer as much
As
as
always, if something is not in the store, you can go online to the
Right.
website.
Mhm.
And yeah, I've been on the court's website before, and my goodness, I was like, there's a whole lot more than what they have in the Belmopan store.
That is
Belmopan
correct.
store is a little bit smaller, right? But then you have access to the website, and then they will ship that to you. They will bring that from wherever and get that to you. So courts always does an excellent job in that area.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Well, if you're installing, if somebody buys a AC from you and you will install it, that's a plus right there.
Right. We also install stoves, dryers. So, like I mentioned before, it's our full rounded
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
And even after purchasing, we offer after service as well. So, for example, if something should go wrong, then our technician can come
Yeah.
in and stuff like that. So, like I mentioned, like when shopping with us, it's a
Yeah.
one-stop solution and it's a peace of mind.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for people with maybe lower income that can't afford to
Right.
go with $800, $1,200 and
Mhm.
purchase something, but you could pay down X amount every week or every month, because you do have that, right?
Right,
Weekly
yes.
or monthly, right?
That is correct. And
Yeah.
like I mentioned to my coworkers the other day, is that I like that we fit everyone lifestyle, because maybe something I can afford for $300, we have it.
Yes,
And then, someone can come in and can afford something that is for, $1,000, we have it.
That's
so we
right.
fit, everyone lifestyle across the board.
And then what do we have, like when we say, because back to school is right
Mm-hmm.
now,
And
right?
we also offer ready cash, So for example, let's say that that you're running, low on funds and you can't, you're not meeting ends or stuff like that. You can't come in with the same requirement, like I mentioned, a job letter, 2 recent pay slips, a recent utility bill, and your social, and you can't get a ready cash. And we have same day approval.
So if you need to get some clothing or you need to get
Yes,
some
let's say
school
you're
supplies,
on
your
shot,
kids,
yes.
you could come
can.
in and get.
That is
But you have to be
correct.
a customer.
No, you can be a new customer.
A new customer.
Yes,
could-
a new customer can come in, like I mentioned. All you need is your job letter along with your 2 recent pay slips, your utility bill, and your social card. And we have same day approval.
Pastor Scott,
So,
you can't,
Can't
go
beat
wrong,
that with a stick.
right?
all right.
So we must have to big up courts, right? So, that's what we do here, man. We try and bring out the good news to everybody. And of course, in this case, we're talking about focusing on the family. Your family need, right? And if your family need to sit down and eat properly, it's a good thing, when you could sit down around a table and with your family and and have a meal, at least in the evening, have supper with your family and discuss the day's issues and how you did your day go with your children or with your wife. It's a good thing. I must confess to you, I terrible. I never grew up like that. And so I never established that culture to sit down with my family, have family meals every evening. I want to lie to you if I tell you.
So where does eat your meals?
I sit down and I eat by myself sometimes. Well, my wife, she grew up with that structure.
Right.
Where her family was like every meal sits around the table, and everybody comes around the table, and it is a wonderful structure.
Right.
I love it. I love it. I when I came into that family and I started visiting.
And not just because you didn't do it when you were younger, you know, you can do it
It's
with
a
your
good
kids
thing,
now.
yes, it's a wonderful thing. I love it. I always look forward when I go and visit my in-laws and we sit together and they have huge table and everybody, the family eating together and fellowship and laughter, lots of laughter. One thing I can't remember very much of, if any, would be fussing and quarreling and all these feelings around the table. Man, I can't remember any of that, if any, happened in the years of being married. But it's a lot of laughter and fun with everybody.
Right.
It's a wonderful family time. So that's what Courts is all about, offering you a nice dining table or a couch sofa set you could sit in and enjoy having a good eat out, whatever you want to fellowship. If some people like watch TV together, you know, it's not bad, you know. But there is a variety thing that you could get, and we thank you for coming in and always just giving Belize the opportunity. I say Belize because I'm not just Belmopan, it's across the nation, right? Are we missing anything, offers that the people that are listening and people where maybe on the reruns they might.
So I just want to go over the promotion again. Like I'll just tap on the topic, but there's more to what I'm saying. So Friday and Saturday 8 to 5 we have a 15% off higher purchase. We have 30% off home decors. We have 15% off mattresses and base, and we also have 10% off any furniture. And on Saturday, which is in no GST, we have no GST off the laptops. And some of these laptops that you purchase, if it's over $1,000, you get a free backpack. Wow. So that's a great promotion. So we encourage our viewers to come out, or customers to come out and shop with us.
Free backpack, along with your laptop. Wow.
That is correct. It's right on the screen.
Back to school laptops.
Yes. And these
beds,
bags are waterproof.
if your back is bothering you, it's probably time for a new mattress, one of those orthopedic ones, right?
Right,
Get your back fixed up. Sit down on your nice couch. You know, they say, you know, your home is your castle, right? And Courts will help you fill your castle with nice things to be able to sit down on, eat on, watch, prepare the food. I mean, they got everything. And and then, like I said, if it's not in the store, you can check online, because I was amazed when I saw the depth of how many other things I was looking for one thing, and when I saw how many other things they had in that area, I thought, wow, there's so many different things to choose from. So if you don't see it there in the store, you can go online and they will get it to you. So anyways, Courts is the place to be this weekend, Friday and Saturday. No GST discount on laptops, only for Saturday though. So you can't get that on Friday. You have to get there on Saturday for that, all right?
So if you need a laptop, back to school,
that's right.
Thanks, Mr. Palacio. Thank you so much for coming in. And we always
blessings
enjoy
to
having
you. You always do a wonderful job.
I know. Thank you guys for always having me.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard that you guys have had good fruit off of your time.
That is right.
With PlusTv,
that is right. And every single time.
So we're happy to be part of that together with you. And but it's win-win-win.
Right.
That's right.
People get nice stuff at their house. You get it broken down into smaller payments that's, you know, manageable, and Courts is right there. They'll bring stuff from anywhere in the nation to be able to supply what you want, and it's win-win-win. So anyways, I always feel happy whenever I go in Courts. I always test drive the couches and not the beds, just the couch. Anyways.
Okay, guys, thank you.
We will take a break. We will return and wrap up after this. We'll take a short break here, then we'll return and wrap it up. And because I do have my closing remark that I feel something that stirs a lot I need to close on. But so don't move that dial. Keep it locked on the rock. You're watching Rise and Shine on PlusTv. We'll be right back.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
As a plumber for 25 years, I believe in quality, and that's why I shop for all my plumbing supplies at Benny's. Cheaper PVC pipes and fittings may save a little today, but leaks can cost much more tomorrow. And that's why I shop at Benny's, because quality is savings.
Quality is savings at Benny's. Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
There have been a lot of questions about what the proposed broadcasting bill could mean for online content creators. So, here are answers to some of the most frequently asked questions. You create content online. You post videos, go live, work with brands, and maybe even get paid for advertising or sponsorships. But does getting paid for your content mean you now need a broadcasting license? The short answer is not automatically. There are specific requirements that determine whether you're considered a national online broadcaster under the proposed law. First, do you fall under the definition? You may be considered a national online broadcaster if all of these apply. 1. You control the broadcast. 2. You broadcast exclusively online. 3. Your broadcasts are mainly directed to Belize. And 4. Your advertising or sponsorship revenue comes predominantly from Belizean citizens. If all 4 apply, you may fall within the National Online Broadcaster category. So, if all 4 apply to me, does that mean I need a license? Not necessarily. If you fall within the category, the proposed framework provides for exemptions where the regulations allow. So, you may still qualify for an exemption. What determines an exemption? When developing exemption rules, the BBA will consider how much you earn or benefit, including revenue or other business benefits from your broadcasts. They will also consider how often you broadcast, including how frequently and how many broadcasts you make. Another factor is how big your audience is, based on your average or highest audience size. And they'll consider who can watch, including whether your broadcasts are open to the public in Belize or limited to a particular group. Other relevant public interest factors may also be considered. So here's the bottom line. Getting paid to create content does not automatically mean you need a license.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart, park safe, Park at the William David Fonseca parking facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
It's been a while, you know, they have been asking, and finally this year, because it's been like 5 years now, you know, they have been saying, you know, we need help. Because they would have asked me, I don't have the knowledge and I won't try to tell them what I don't know. I could just tell them, my dad used to be a farmer, so I would just know so much. But we need someone that has the knowledge and have studied these things. So that's how we came up with getting an agronomist to assist these farmers. They have asked for it. And the government of Belize, along with DNBC, have assisted us with getting a personnel from the country of Cuba to come and assist us. The agronomist plays an important role, of course, right? Because, you know, we are using different chemicals for weed control, and if you do not do the right dosage at the right time with the right weather, I have learned that from this agronomist, that you cannot just say, get up today and say, or call and say, we need the drone today, we need to spray. No, you know, the agronomist is trained to, or he studied these things, right? So we listen to him. His help has been, you know, very important to these farmers. The farmers, they have responded with his knowledge to them, helping them to you know, improve their quality, their techniques, you know, maybe what they were doing. With the help from him, it's a better way to do it. We try to be fair, and we also want all the farmers to be happy with, you know, the assistance we're giving them. Production won't increase like maybe this year. Gradually you will see it increase more and more each year. So we will need him, we will need his assistance.
As a sheetrock installer for decor construction, I know the job is only as good as the materials I use. Using inferior products can lead to more waste, weak core integrity, sagging, and more time fixing the problem instead of finishing the job right. And that's why I trust USG Drywall, Plysem, and base screws from Venice, because quality is savings.
Quality is savings at Benny's. Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the Isles and Keys, land of the Barrier Reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
Saber.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the Isles and Keys, land of the Barrier Reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the Isles and Keys.
And we have completed that segment with courts offering beds and tables and furnitures and laptops for this weekend. You get discounts, of course you get GST off, and so it's a pretty good deal. Always, of course, offering help to our nation, to our families, and so we always appreciate being able to host courts and their presentation. Pastor, we before wrapping up here, we need to touch base a little on the meeting we had with the representatives.
Oh, from the tobacco?
From the, yeah, and it was the US and Canada, talking about the tobacco and vaping. And while we are
and particularly children.
Yes.
Because that's who they're targeting.
That's the targets, and the curiosity of children in wanting to try new things. And because while we're saying we want a zero tolerance for tobacco, I think vaping is also quite risky because of the effects, and where young people might think that it's a cool thing. Vaping kind of comes like a pen, and so you would even realize, and cool walking around with this little pen thing, and they're vaping. According to the Center for Disease Control Prevention, it could harm your brain and your lungs and your heart. And so just with that right there, I think it is important that we are making this awareness and continue to bring awareness to families that you need to be on top of your game, wherein you see your child with a little pen thing because they come fancy, looks cool. Truthfully, it's not cool. It's destructive. It's damaging. And we need to do some action plan to protect our children. That because children are curious, they feel pressured to try things and do things. No addiction, no habit starts with the first time you try them. It starts with one first try, whether it's an alcohol, whether it's drugs, or whether it's a smoke, whatever it is. It starts with one try, and the try is like you're looking for fun, for adventure, and let's just try it, and let's just try it, and let's just try it, and then next thing you know, you'll find yourself, well, I want more, and then one leads to another. Substances are like that. You try one, then you want to try the other, then you want to try the other, and young people are curious, and so we must make this awareness, and I believe that schools are starting now. Pastor Scott, you know that there are certain high schools, they even have problems with kids bringing in marijuana to school. And like I said, the vaping thing, they have these little pen-shaped looking thing, and you could be easily overlooked. Kids could have it in their pockets somewhere or in their bags and take it to school, and they could be pulled to the leave vaping, and hey, teacher don't even know. I think we need to hold these kids to a high level where they understand, look, we want you go into school, especially, and I want to say especially high schools. High school age kids, when they start into high school, is one of the most vulnerable places because they want to fit in. Especially you're talking about first and second form, trying to fit in, and they normally more senior classes, they're right there waiting for these kids, trying to bring them into these substance addictions and trying to sell them things, because a lot of the kids that goes to school, we don't know where their family background, what's their family background like. You could send your child, and you have a good child, very good, well-balanced, rounded home, send them into an environment where there are kids like this that will be daring them and challenging them, and they want to fit in, of course, and they want to be with the popular guys. Some of the popular guys, you'd be amazed what kind of habits these popular guys have, or girls, and what they're teaching your child. So, Pastor?
Well, Santi, I think it's important for us to talk about this, and so, but yeah, and I'm just waiting for our camera switch here, and so there we go. Yeah, I wanted to put these up. These are some pictures. I wasn't scrolling on my phone. I was looking for some of these pictures because I found some of these news stories. You know, a teenager hospitalized due to lung damage from vaping. Here's another one. Young man hospitalized with vaping-related illness. He starts Break the Vape, which is a movement. These people are severely damaged in their lungs, and then they're trying to start an awareness campaign. Another teenager says vaping landed her in a medically induced coma, and so there's the next one. Yeah. That's in Tyler, Texas. Teen released from the hospital after vaping illness. He had been in an intensive care unit, and you can. My phone filled up with all of these pictures. I just grabbed 5 real quick. Health Canada issues second vape warning amid 2 deaths, and so it's really bad. Like I would say. Smoking anything and putting that into your lungs, it's very unnatural. Absolutely. And then worse if it's chemicals. Santi, if you remember in the tobacco industry, when the tobacco industry got kicked out of bed, some people finally decided to start telling the truth, right? But they tested the tobacco, and the tobacco companies were spraying these chemicals on the tobacco. And what chemicals were they? Well, hydromethyldoryflane, foxamycin, blah, 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 blah. All these kind of words that you can't even pronounce, right? But you go look on the bags of your Doritos, and it's the same stuff in there, and in your Takis, and all your different snacks, they're listed as flavor enhancers.
But you put a direct fire.
Well, that's the whole thing. They're chemicals, and it's a completely different ballgame when you burn it. Right. But flavor enhancers, and so they're spraying flavor enhancers on the tobacco for more flavor. No, because when you study those chemicals, they are highly addictive. That's why they're spraying it on the tobacco. Highly addictive. They put it in the Doritos and the Takis, and so highly addictive, right? And they also put it in these vape.
That's right.
And a lot of you might not even know what a vape pen is, right? But the fact that they hide it, the device to smoke the vape is a pen.
And they don't smell like cigarettes, so you don't smell cigarette smoke.
And listen to some of the flavors, that they have: cherry, candy, cotton candy
Yeah.
like these things are being geared towards kids.
Yes.
But I think this is the real root of the problem, is that it's coming from some of these big countries,
Yeah.
where the regulation level is low, and countries like China, India,
Yeah.
other countries where they're producing these chemicals, they're producing these vape things, they're marketing it, and I think, Santi, it's safe to say you can find it in most stores.
That's right.
In most
Yeah.
stores, and it's marketed towards kids, right? And so parents, please take some time, do some research online. You could find the same. I just looked at images. I typed in hospitalized from vaping. Those 3 words,
Yeah.
right? I normally try and reduce a search down to 3 or 4 words, right? And but today with AI, you could post a whole
That's right.
paragraph, right?
That's
But normally with normal search, you're looking for 3 or 4 words, hospitalized from vaping.
Yeah.
And I got those 5. If I would have spent more time, my phone was full up with all of the pictures
Yeah.
of all of these young people. And part of the reason why, Santi, is because these chemicals, and so I read one story. There was a school that had a problem with vaping, and then they asked my wife and I to come and meet with these students. And but I had already saved a number of news stories about this, because anytime I see news stories that would fit for young people, I have a folder in my laptop that's called "What Were They Thinking?" That's the folder, and I saved those news stories and those pictures into the "What Were They Thinking" folder. So I had already created PowerPoints, right? And then we went and shared with these young people, and they were shocked to find out what's happening to other young people in different areas, because, okay, like one story, this young lady was hospitalized, intensive care unit. Her lungs stopped working, and the mom is trying to figure, why would my daughter's lungs stop working, right? And so her cousin heard that she was in the hospital, and then she was talking with her aunt, which was her cousin's mom, and she said, but that's because she's smoking. And her mom's jaw dropped, like, what? Smoking? My daughter? No. She said, yes. She's addicted to vaping. I've seen she gets up and goes out of class because she has to go outside and go vape. And so they put nicotine, but they have these other quote unquote flavor enhancer chemicals that they put in there.
Right.
The only purpose for those flavor enhancers is to make the vaping more addictive. Yeah. Why do they want it more addictive? Just like the crack dealer,
That's right.
They give you your first 5 hits for free. Why?
Right.
Because they know they're going to make that back plus extra once you get hooked, right?
Absolutely.
And so I just want to challenge parents. Even if you've got small kids, you need to get on top of this issue, because it's like right here, right now, at most stores, and peer pressure towards kids. Everybody else is doing it, right? And then many times we as parents, we don't have the foggiest idea what's going on. And so you got to get on top of your game.
Right.
And so please do some research, become familiar with that. And
acquaint yourself.
Here we are in Belize. A lot of your news is going to be coming from other countries. You might find some here in Belize, or you might need to go get a teenager and talk with them and say, teach me about this.
Yeah.
What are the names of some of these things, right? And they're saying, they're listing them off just off of their head, and you're sitting there trying to hurry, write them down, or put it in your phone as fast as you can, or whatever, right? Because we're just out of the loop.
Yep.
But it's a completely different world, for our kids. So anyways, we just want to challenge young people. But yes, we met yesterday with an organization that is helping to push for awareness in these areas of tobacco, which includes vaping,
yeah.
and specifically for children. And anyways, we were brainstorming all the different things that we could do, but we do just want to give you a heads up. And again, parents, please get on top of this issue. I was going to say hire some teenagers. You probably don't have to hire them. Get some of your nieces and nephews that might, be a little bit older, that could help you to understand, and maybe even go to the store with them and have them point out to you some of these different vaping things. And so anyways, we don't want your kids to wind up in the hospital. We don't want anybody sick. We don't want anybody dying.
Hard enough as it is, man.
Yes, but Santi, it's a different world we live in these days. It's a different world.
That's right.
Even with the marijuana thing, Pastor Wade has talked about this, with hedges. I've heard about it from others as well. That when somebody comes to Hedges, which is a drug rehab program, they do a blood test, urine test, and try and find out what kind of chemicals do they have in their body. But they fill out the form. What drugs have you been using? Marijuana, check. All of these other drugs, no checks on there. So they only have one check, marijuana. When they go test their blood or test their urine, and they're finding PCP, angel dust, they're finding fentanyl, they're finding methamphetamine. And it's like, no, I'm not using methamphetamine, I'm not using fentanyl. They're sprinkling drugs on there for the additional high. And what if they sprinkle a little bit too much fentanyl, or somebody not knowing that there's fentanyl decides that, because I know people that have died from this, Santi, and what I hear, the conversation was, "Bye, you want to try a big one?" "Yeah, man, try the big one. Yeah. All right, I'll try the big one. I don't know what a big one is. But I know that he tried the big one, and that was the end.
I have a friend, one of our staff, his daughter died from fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
It's a different world we live in these days, you guys. And so, I read a story. It was a mom from San Francisco. She had one child, single mom, one child, 16 years old, had never taken a pill before in his life in terms of a party pill. And him and a friend went to a party, and somebody gave them some pills. The way that they knew that he had never taken a pill before is because he told that to the friend that he was with, who didn't take the pill that they gave him. And so, but gave them both pills. The one guy didn't take the pill. This young guy said, "I've never taken a pill before." "Try it, man, you're nice." And so this guy took the pill. Within about 20 minutes, started on the floor, and everybody's freaking out, but nobody wants to call the hospital. They don't want to call 911 because nobody's supposed to be here at this party. They're all there illegally, and somebody's got pills, and so the whole place is going to be rounded up. And so they left him there for an hour, and while everybody's leaving from the place, and the 16-year-old, a mom's only child, passed away from a pill that was too high in fentanyl. And so it's a different world that we live in, and it's here in Belize. I hate to say it. It might not be as popular here as in the United States, but it is here in Belize. And again, guys that are saying all that they have taken as drugs is marijuana. But when they get their blood test, it's got angel dust in there. There's methamphetamine. There's fentanyl. There's a whole list of all kind of other drugs that they are lacing the marijuana with. And so parents, please do some research. Check out about the vaping stuff. Again, if you've got teenage family members that aren't vaping or can help show you what's going on, help bring you up to speed as a parent. Educate yourself. Let them educate you. Lord have mercy, we have to have teenagers educate us, right? But anyways, it's the world we live in today.
Pastor Scott, it's a pleasure being here with you.
You too, Santi.
It's such always fun to be here. You know, while we enjoy these kinds of things here, it's because it's bringing awareness to people. It's helping to build our nation and develop our young men and women that they could be productive citizens. And we want to see this for our nation, for our people. This is our life. This is what we live for and believe. So thank God for this platform that we could address our nation and not just Belize, but you know, wherever in the diaspora across, you know, because it's internet, so people could get these information, and hopefully it could help you that are viewing and listening. And so we want to thank you this morning, and know who your kids are hanging out with. Be aware of what they're doing, and let's continue to try and protect our children with everything within us. Let's do it together. From all of us here at PlusTv and Rise and Shine, we want to thank you and hope you have a really good rest of this day. And Pastor Scott, and I think
Santi,
Lewis will be on tomorrow morning,
that's
I guess.
right, I think so.
And I continue this great
so.
discussion. And it is a privilege, a pleasure. Thanks to our technician on duty, Mr. Amari Jones. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. God bless you. We're out of here.
Amen.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys.